think flexibility, competitive price, and the last but not least, very engaged and professional consultants. My name is Marcin Janiszewski. I'm Managing Director of Elekta Business Services, the new global business services that was set up 2 years ago in Warsaw. Elekta is a leading innovator and producer of the hardware and software that is used to prolong, to save people's lives that are suffering from cancer or brain disorders. The main challenge for Elekta when they started 2 or even 3 years ago, in 2005, thinking about the whole transformation of the company, one of those elements that was part of this transformation was to establish the Global Business Shared Service Center to enable the synergies across the processes, to enable the better process efficiencies, to enable also better control and governance across the processes. So that was one of the biggest challenges to help Elekta go through the big transformation program. Adaptive was chosen for various reasons. One of the reasons was, of course, the experience of the consultants with the same or similar projects that Adaptive was conducting already in the past, and also the people working within Adaptive. I knew quite a few that have very deep and thorough understanding of the processes and the methodologies. So that was, of course, one of the biggest advantage, or the biggest reason, the most important reason why we chosen Adaptive. The other one, of course, was the competitive price that we thought it's quite nice. So that was one of the also deciding factor at the end. I think one of the biggest change that Adaptive brought into the picture was basically helping us start one of our most challenging transitions. That was within the service operations area, and that was a little bit kind of difficult from the perspective of convincing the business to start and to do this transition. And by running the workshops that was done by Adaptive very effectively, the business agreed, and we started with the project, and also the engagement of the consultants from the Adaptive helped us a lot to prove the business that what we have done and the decision that we have taken was the right one. It was a big success, as I said. The business at the beginning was a little bit hesitant in terms of centralizing these operations. That was also quite new because there are not so many examples on the market that companies are centralizing the service operations within one place. So from that perspective, we achieved what we wanted. So we performed successfully the transition without any major issues. And also what we observed that we started to bring value just very shortly after the transition to the business. So that was one of the also biggest successes. I think there are a few factors that define this differentiator very easily. I think the name of the company is quite already indicating that you would expect this adaptivity or flexibility especially from the resourcing point of view, and that we find very, I would say, positive in terms of whenever we had a need to have the resource on board in very short period of time, the reaction from Adaptive was very fast. Secondly, I think the experience and the methodology that is used by the consultants from Adaptive, that makes you very comfortable in terms when you start the project with Adaptive. You know that how the project is going is very well controlled, it's very well communicated, and also the whole change management is done in a very good manner. And thirdly, I think I already mentioned that, but it's worth also to say, I think one more time, is the competitive price of Adaptive is one of the biggest advantage and elements that distinguish Adaptive from other companies. The definition of adaptive, I think as the definition of the word adaptive says, it's very flexible resources, so that's definitely one of those elements, and that is distinguishing Adaptive very nicely from other companies, but also the adaptivity for the organization culture is also one of the elements that is extremely important while doing the whole change processes or change programs. Yeah, absolutely yes. And the main reason is that, as I said previously, they gave us a tremendous comfort during that transition period. So I think that if we were supposed to do another transitions, we would hire Adaptive one more time.